When you make a relationship about money, it tends to backfire. Um, you notice that you start to you notice that when you're with that person, you're with that person about what that person can do for you because your intentions is way stronger than the lust of this world. The lust of this world is only temporary. But what I've learned in my experience is that when you get with a person or you have this relationship, regardless if it's with a person or not, it'll backfire on you because it's not intentional. When we make everything about everything, it's about the energy that we give to these things. You give, such as, let's use an example. Okay, so you get with this person and this person has a lot of money. And this person is like, you know, um, this person can do so much for you. And that's the thing about a lot of people is that for me, I have to look deep within you. I have to like you for you, your personality. I have to get to know you internally before I can build a relationship with you. You know, I have to actually like you, but a lot of people don't actually like that person for them inside. They like what that person can do for them. But eventually karma works in a way where, oh yeah, I see through you. I know that you don't like this person. I know that you only like this person because of what this person can do for you. So therefore, this person eventually gets into a position where if this person is not doing something for you anymore, you're put in a position to do for that person. Now you're doing more than you should be doing. You're doing more than you could be doing, but not for you, for the other person. Because now karma is basically like, God is basically like, you know what? I'm going to let you see this person for who this person truly is without the money, without the lustfulness. I'm going to put you in a position, basically kind of like swapping shoes. Now this person is in a position you were in when you needed them. And for this reason, this is where transparency come in. Now I'm seeing you for who you truly are, not needing me, but wanting me. Now you have a choice in the matter. Now that you can do for yourself, now this person is now it's your choice if you want this person with you or not. If you want this person with you, it'll be shown, it'll be revealed, because the relationship will go on regardless if that person can do for you or not. If this person can't do for you and you no longer want this person there, then you know exactly why you got into this relationship in the first place. Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to work out, or you got so much money that you start to forget about that person, or you can do for yourself so much that this person is just in the way of this relationship You notice that this relationship isn't working out the way that you thought it would because intentionally you didn't want that. You didn't want that person. But God put you in a position of needing that person because sometimes a person is a reflection of you. And it wasn't that you needed this person, you needed that experience. And that person gave you that option. That person gave you that opportunity of having that experience because that person was your stepping stone. And a lot of people notice that person was your stepping stone. But now that you've stepped up, where is that person at now? Or where does that relationship fall if it does fall? Are you going to carry that person along with you as that person carried you? Or is you going to let that person go because you have everything that you want now, everything that you need now? Now it's time for this person, for you to reveal your true colors. Because sometimes people don't know how to be transparent. They don't know how to do what they need to do until they have what they need or what they want. Sometimes their true colors don't show until until lust is completely out of the picture. And sometimes other people have to be put in a position of receiving all that they want, to know that in the end, all that all of this that I want or that I thought I wanted isn't actually what I wanted. They have to get to the end to know, to actually feel that where they were headed isn't where they wanted at all, isn't what they wanted, or it makes them feel empty or that something is missing. They have to experience it to learn the lesson. But by that time, sometimes just as long as it takes long and you don't even realize it until it's all gone. You have everything, but then you have nothing because in the beginning, it was nothing. So that's the intention of the whole experience. Your experience was that you built all of your hope on these lustful things, these lustful people, these lustful relationships, only to find out that nothing is there, nothing is truly there. Because what you really wanted was nothing. And what is nothing but lust? You wanted nothing but to experience those emotions, those feelings that these things bring. But those feelings are only projections of you. You're reflecting on all of these things that you think you want when it's truly inside of you. But sometimes and this is how we are, we reflect on these things and we're only reflecting our own energy back. And we don't notice this. We want this thing because of how it makes us feel, but we only need this thing, or we only want this thing because honestly, you need it to kind of trigger that emotion inside of you or make you feel that emotion. But what if that thing wasn't there? What would you do then? My sister was telling me about this time where she felt like God was working in her life. And she was like, yeah, I prayed to God. She was like, it was actually my first time actually praying to God, mostly about my finances, you know, and God revealed this to me because she was working, but she wasn't seeing her paycheck. She was only seeing a percentage. She was only seeing like $30 for what she was doing. I'm just like, you didn't question why you were only receiving $30 and you're a home health aide. You receive way more than that. You should be receiving way more than that. She didn't question it. But then later on, she was like, you know what? God answered my prayers because I got clarity to the situation. I wasn't receiving the money at that time. But then later on, I checked my bank account and it was about $3,000 there. And that's all the money that I worked for that I wasn't seeing all that time that I was working. I was like, you better than me, because if I wasn't seeing what I was working for, then I wouldn't be there no more. And she's still at that job to this day. She said God had humbled her. This experience humbled her. You know, it wasn't about the money that she's seen. What I thought at that moment, I'm like, it's not about the money that you've seen. That money was already coming. That money was already there. God didn't give you that money. You worked for that money. The lesson was maybe what you got out of it. The fact that you're not upset about it. You know, maybe it's that feeling that God needed to trigger you, give you that emotion to feel, that sense of happiness. Yeah, I need to trigger this emotion in you because now I can work on you and take away the feeling of that happiness in regards to money. But I can work on you in another area to where now I know what it is to trigger this emotion in you. It's only a reflection. You know, we just want this feeling. We don't want the thing. This money. That's what she was saying. Like, this money ain't nothing to me. You know, it's just about I can do what I want when I have the money. And that's the mindset we have to have in the world today because we can't do everything we want, without the money. But that's because this is what the world is built on. The foundation is money. The foundation of receiving the things. The lust of the money is the key to the lust of the things. But God isn't about lust. So that right there, you can be like, oh yeah, I know what this is. You know, it's using you for your own energy. These are only reflections. A thing isn't acted upon unless you are acting upon it. Those are only reflections of what you truly feel inside that you're trying to enhance. You're trying to get to that feeling, but the only way to get to that feeling is what we've learned. Oh yeah, we have to have this certain thing to trigger this emotion of us in us to make us feel a certain way. That feeling is already in you. You just have to tap into it yourself so that you can turn away from these lustful things and see that these lustful things and these things aren't the reason. You are. Her lesson from that experience was humbling herself. If you ask God for the money, it wasn't about the money. What God is doing is working inside you to see what it actually is about this money. To get to the bottom, the root of that emotion that you feel when you receive this money in your bank account. God works inside of you, not outside of you. You know, the lesson was to humble you, to know what it actually is that makes you feel all right. That whole time you didn't have the money, what did you do? You still kept pushing through. Maybe it was about the experience. You kept going. You didn't quit like I would do. Like, oh yeah, I ain't seeing no money in my account. I'm quitting because y'all ain't giving me what I need. Y'all ain't giving me what I what I work for. I'm only seeing a part of this, a little piece of this, a little small, what, 1% of what I'm actually making. Oh no, y'all ripping me off. That's what I'm about to quit. It is what it is. Oh no, this ain't what we about to do. That's what I would do. It's like when I was in Herzing University. I mean, not Herzing, but I was in Kent State. And I wasn't even seeing my full student loan. They wasn't even giving it to me. I waited. I was patient. And then, as time went on later on, I wasn't seeing nothing. I'm like, okay, they really ain't giving it to me. To this day, I still haven't received what the money that I still haven't received those student loans. But guess what they doing? They asking me for the money that they asking me to pay what they didn't give me. So it's a different situation because I waited, but that's the thing. She waited and she eventually received what they were, she received it because it was the whole time. That's how you know it wasn't really about she thinking like, God, gave me this money. But at the same time, she got her right state of mind because she said, yeah, I know that, this, it wasn't, you can tell like it wasn't about the money. It was more so about the experience. She knows the experience, and that's all God was showing her. And that's what kind of made her feel good about it. That's what made her feel good about it. But that's the thing. If you didn't see this money in your bank account on that other card, would you have felt the same way? Would you be so calm right now? But again, the money was on a different card the whole time. She hadn't received this card. She was still checking her bank account card. She wasn't aware that her money was on the other card. So she was getting paid the whole time. But it wasn't revealed to her until she actually needed the money, until she was put in a position to actually check everything. Oh, yeah, I have no money. I have to do this. I have to do that. Now she's thinking, where is the money? And then she finally found out where the money is. God puts you in a position to where you you have no other choice. You are a position of desperation. Now you're desperate. Now you're looking. Now you're putting the pieces together. Now you're thinking about it. God is saying, you don't need to pray about it. You need to think about it, because in this world, we are thinkers. This world has put you in a position to where you have to figure it out. God helps you to figure it out. God figures it out for you, but at the same time, in order to be strong enough, to know that you are strong enough to be my child, I have to figure you out. Just as you figuring out, hold up, where this money at? Hold up. It took her to the last minute. Because if this experience had not happened, guess what? That money would still be on your card, and you would have no idea where it's at. God had to wake you up. God had to wake you up. So now you're thinking about it. Now you're like, hold up, because you was asleep. You was asleep. You prayed, and that's when you woke up. God woke you up. Okay. On now okay, I've been here the whole time, but now you prayed. Now I can hear you. Now I'm gonna wake you up. And she woke up, and now she's like, hold on. Like, what's everything? What's going on? Like, now I'm thinking, now I'm moving. Like, that's what God does. God taps you, wake you up. That's all you wanted. You know? You were asleep. You finally prayed. God finally heard you, and God woke you up. That's all God did. God didn't put that money in your bank account. God just woke you up. You needed help. God had to wake you up. And she woke up and she was like, okay, oh, now it makes sense. You called God at the right time. And God woke you up at the right time before it got even worse, because it could have got worse. You know, that money could have still been there. You could have still been in the same situation. And that's the thing. That's another thing, is that, like, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, God gave me this money right at the right time. God did not give you money at the right time. You chose to call on God at the right time, and on your time specifically. But God has to put you through so much just for you to realize what's going on, just to wake you up. You got to do a lot of shaking. All those experiences that she went through. She just crashed her car. She just bought that car with that money, and now that money is gone. She just bought that car with the money, and the money is gone, and the car is gone. So at the end of the day, what do you have? You have that lesson, you have that experience, and you have that one experience that you needed in your life. You called on God, and maybe that was all that needed to happen for you to tap into your faith, to tap into that sense of belief. Oh, you're still there. Hi. And that's it. That's all it is. That's what you prayed for. That money is gone, that car is gone, and you still feel good. Why is that? Because that feeling you was looking for, that sense of comfort, was you were looking for God, and God helped you. God was there when you needed God. God was there. God showed up, and you're feeling good without that car and that money. Now you're feeling good, and God is only saying this is all it was the whole time. So yeah, that's just a little talk about, it's not about the things of this world. It's about you. You are the reaction. You mean a lot, you know? So next time you think, oh yeah, this is gonna make me, oh yeah, I'm feel good when I had this. No. You're gonna feel good without that. You just have to figure out how to tap into it. And hopefully this story showed you how. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all next time. Like, comment, subscribe, be notified, share at your own free will.